We played a game before you guys got here. Whoever was late, don't be late. We played a game. Here's the game. I'm going to count from 5. I'm going to count down. And I'm going to ask who wants to come up here and say something important. You have 5 seconds to decide. Okay? Now, there's a voice in your head that's going to start talking to you. And it's going to tell you, oh my God, I can't breathe. Oh my God. Okay? It's going to start talking to you. What is it going to say to you? It's where do these thoughts come from? Who's talking to you? 5, 4, 3, 2. Wow, you guys all failed. Opportunities will come like that. Some of them will not give you an opportunity to think. You don't have choice. If you're not programmed properly, meaning that you haven't downloaded the software in your mind, practiced it enough, you will never step up. You won't be able to. You're crippled to the ground. You won't be able to move. Those opportunities are the opportunities you want. The opportunity that at the end of the game, who do they give the ball to? It's the 7th game, NBA playoffs. Last shot. It's a 3-3 series. 3 seconds left, and the game is tied. Do you want the ball? You know how many millions of dollars are weighted on that ball? There's that one shot. Think of the fear that exists there. Are you going to have time to think? You're going to say, 5, 4, 3. Hold on, time out. No, it doesn't work. You can't step back. But imagine you're a warrior in the battle. And your life is on the line. And you have to make that decision. Back and forth, back and forth. Do I shoot? Do I take out my sword? Do I defend myself? Black and white. I make it or I don't. Where does fear exist in that moment? It doesn't. How? How do you make those decisions? You have to be battle ready. As Jalal mentioned earlier, doubt. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about hope and fear and how they program your belief structure and how that works. Where you have to train yourself on a certain level where you're creating another human being in the future. You're creating a future you. That development is you. All right? So we're going to start from there. Now, anybody want to say something important? 5, 4. Okay.
Oh, no, do I have to go up?
No, you don't have to. I'll save you. Go ahead.
Go with your gut feeling.
Okay. Excellent. Okay. What did your mind tell you? Why did you just do it?
I don't know, because I was tempted to do it the first time.
Okay. So why did you stop the first time and then you didn't do it again? Or the second time you just did it?
I don't know, maybe you encouraged me.
Okay. So inspiration. One of the ways to make money, by the way, if you really want to make money, inspire people. That's one of the ways to make money, and a lot of money. Another way is communication. Learn how to communicate. If you can get this thing to work right, you can make a lot of money. Money is not evil inherently. We view it in a lot of ways as evil and protect yourself from it. But at the end of the day, now you wanted to say something. I'm going to stop there. Thank you for that comment, by the way. Thank you for having the courage to do that. Go ahead.
I wanted to say, fail beautifully.
Fail beautifully. That's beautiful. What is that? Tell me what that means.
It was Liverpool versus Barcelona.
Okay.
They were down 0-3.
Okay.
So they had to play the second game and they had to score 4 goals to win.
Okay.
And their head coach, they had just lost one of their best players, Mo Salah.
Okay.
The injury. The head coach told them, he said this after the game, he told them, I think it was in the locker room, he told them, I don't care if you guys fail, but he told them, fail beautifully. Just give it all. Give it your all. If you fail beautifully.
Okay. I'm going to try to fail beautifully here in my presentation. So that means I didn't fail. So, but did they win?
They won.
Okay. So they didn't fail. Mashallah. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So at the end of the day, I think you guys understand the point. I want to begin by just telling you guys something. And there's a man that taught me a lot of great things in my life. Okay. And he's a very, very important person. You get a lot of mentors in your life. And he told me about his situation at one point. And he had, at that time, he had, I think, 3 kids. And they didn't have any money. He would work really, really hard. And sometimes they would have to make decisions on feeding the baby or eating themselves. So think about that. For 5 or 6 or 7 days, you would work, and you would only have enough money to feed your child. And the mother and father would go without eating. Not many of us experience that here. Then he told me about his kid. One time his kid got really sick. He developed a rash on his skin. The wife was like, do something. They didn't have money to get the kid ointment. Didn't have money. So he took him to the sea, and he dunked him in the water, seawater. That must have been very painful for that kid. But it worked. That person was my father. And I'm grateful for having a man that has taught me so much in my life. These are the things that will test you at your core. My parents shouldn't be here, should have died maybe 3-4 times through the war. My mom was walking across. She passed away now, and may God, inshallah, take into heaven your loved ones as well. Inshallah, she's there. I pray that she's there. But she was walking, and the bomb hit, and just shrapnel went literally all around her, but she didn't get hit. So opportunities are going to come to you, and they're going to test you. Opportunities are there for you to take the next step. You're going to fail in the outcome, but you get up and you manage the process further. So I'm going to begin, inshallah, with that. And then, are we here or here? Okay. So what do you guys see there? What is that? What's that? Balance. Okay. What do you see? What else do you see? Scale. Excellent. What do you think it's going to weigh? What's that? Equal. But what do you think it's going to weigh? What is going to go in here? What is it? Who said that? Okay, excellent. Fear and hope. Is he correct? I'm having trouble with this. I'm sorry. Okay. But what is that? Rational. That's supposed to be on the other side. I don't know. It's the iPad maybe. Okay. Rational fear and rational hope. Have you ever heard of that? Rational fear and rational hope. Anybody? Okay, this is good. I'm glad. Okay, so you guys, I'm teaching you all right now new concepts. Okay, so we're at the edge of your abyss right now in your own mind. Okay, so I'm sorry, man. This thing is like, Ahmed, I really appreciate what you did to me. Okay, so, all right. Can somebody read that? Can somebody read this?
In the heart, there are 2 lights.
Hold on. Go ahead.
In the heart, there are 2 lights. There's the light of fear and there's the light of hope. I'm being weighed. No one of these lights weigh differently from the other.
Okay, excellent. What does that mean? Can anybody tell me what that means? There's 2 lights in your heart. One is hope and one is fear. When they're both being weighed, okay, one will not outdo the other. That should be balance. Does anybody know what that means? It's a very difficult thing to decode. Go ahead.
They can work hand in hand and at the same time without affecting one another.
Okay, excellent. Hand in hand, but not affecting one another, right? Anybody else want to take a shot at it?
Kind of like need them both to make like good decisions.
Wow. Okay, hold on. Repeat that.
You need them both to make good decisions.
You need them both to make good decisions. What does that mean? Now, we're talking hope and fear to actually create decisions. Hold on to that thought, which is excellent, okay? Now, okay. Hope is what? Ambition, correct? Who wants to read that one? Somebody want to read that one? Come up here. I don't want you to sit over there. I want you to come up here. Go ahead.
Hope is an optimistic state of mind that is based on an expectation of positive outcomes.
Excellent. Excellent. Positive state of mind. Think of what? Outcomes, correct? Correct. Outcomes. I'm thinking of outcomes. I have hope. That's connected to confidence. Can I really get to my goal? Okay? Now, let's see the other side. Okay. Fear. Precaution. Who wants to read that one? Who has the courage? Okay, you have to come up here.
Fear heightens your senses and awareness. It keeps you alert and helps in better preparation.
Excellent. Do you need both of those? Are those components that are working on you every second? Right now, all of you are calm. But the second I tell you to come up here, what happens to your body?
Heart starts rushing. Your heart beating fast.
Okay. What else happens? Which side is taking over? What's that?
Fear.
The fear is coming in, right? Because I have to speak. You know why that happens to you, by the way? Why do you know? Why are people so afraid to speak publicly? Anybody know why the fear strikes? It's people will actually, I'm trying to remember the comparison. People will actually die, yes, than actually publicly speak. You mentioned, like, do I have to come up here? It's hard to stand up here. It's not easy. Can I pick on some of you? See, just that statement, you know what it did to your mind? Just like that. Just like, bam, you're froze. Okay, see, do it. Oh, she's like, okay. Test. But you see that? You see, it just grips you. And it's automatic. It's not within your control. But can you tell yourself, go? Can you tell yourself, just move just 1 inch? Just make that decision in your mind by going towards what? Hope. See how that works? It's a balance. But it's a balancing act in your own heart. Now, let's move further. Hopefully I get this right. Okay. What happens, as we just talked about, when the scale is off? You have irrational hope and irrational fear. Can somebody tell me what irrational hope would be?
You have all these goals, but you won't have the drive to work towards them because you're not afraid of the bad outcomes and all.
Okay, you're not afraid of bad outcomes. How about somebody who wants to get into heaven and doesn't want to do anything? They don't even want to die. I want to get into heaven. I don't even want to die. I just rather just be here, okay? Because I don't want to die. I just want to be here, but just give me heaven. I don't want to even experience death because I'm scared of it. You see what I'm saying? Okay? We can be irrationally hopeful. I'm too safe. I'm okay. Nothing's going to happen. Right? Now, what happens with irrational fear? Yes?
You miss opportunities.
Excellent. You miss opportunities. What else happens? When you are timid, which is a word you guys are going to hear next. Okay? What happens? You said what? What's the whole presentation about? Opportunities. Can you miss opportunities by being irrationally hopeful? That little thing in your head that has to make these decisions, my God, subhanAllah, in terms of that, the power that you possess inside here is unbelievable. And it's constantly making small little decisions that build into bigger processes and policies that you make decisions upon, that you could take that shot at the end of the game and you have no weight on your shoulders. And you can do it with a calmness and a collectiveness that not many people can possess. They can't hold that emotion in their heart in that kind of situation. That's a different individual. So now, you can have irrational hope and irrational fear. If you have too much fear, how many of you lean towards fear? Your default system is more precautious. It's not bad. It's not bad. Not either side is good or bad. Okay? How many of you lean towards fear and precaution? Okay. How many of you lean towards hope? Okay? So you're ambitious. You'll see the shark, you'll jump in the water. Right? The other person is like, what are you doing? It's like, listen, if you're one side and you marry someone on the other side, God help you. Okay? Seriously. The person is so punctual on time, so unbelievably, organized. And you're like, man, just live. What's wrong? I don't want, what? You're killing my heart. Okay, I want to experience, enjoy life. Okay, different personalities will have different weights on these. Okay, and if you don't do your homework properly, part of the program, inshallah, that we've developed is the second is relationships. As Jalal mentioned earlier, about understanding people. Business is about understanding people. So now, you can have irrational hope and irrational fear. Okay. We talked about timidness. We talked about relational. Okay. Now, when attempting to succeed, all of you are always going to attempt to succeed. Here's what's going to happen to you. You're going to be one of these three perspectives. Okay? And watch what happens when you have too much hope or too much fear. Watch what happens there. Now, as you move forward, who do you think this person is? A person who has a perspective of failure. Meaning they look at their own ability and they judge their own ability as a failure. Possibly. Too fearful. I'm just going to go through this because I'm going to give you some, I want to give a little time at the end. Okay? But now, this person, let's say I attempt 10 times and I succeed once. What do you think this person is going to think of their own ability? 90% failure. I have a 90% failure rate. Do you think this person is going to try again? 5, 4, 3, 2. Go. Wow. Okay. I want to be your friend. Okay. Try harder than you've ever tried before. So he's saying, don't give up. No matter what, there's an opportunity. Okay. Now, let's say this person keeps trying and they keep going. What happens? Here's what happens. Now, irrational hope and irrational fear both will result in what? Failure. Because I'm actually too hopeful. Meaning this, here's the key point. If I'm too hopeful, I'm overconfident. Overconfidence is my ability is at level 10. I think I can reach level 12. But my ability can only handle 10. those two levels above my ability that I don't have the knowledge for or the wisdom, I'm gonna fail. This is where you need mentorship, where you can predict that gap. That's overconfidence. The person who is overconfident is too hopeful. The person who is underconfident is too what? Fearful. Underconfidence, overconfidence. You have to find that range. That will dictate your discomfort zone. Those parameters will be your discomfort zone. So now, here's what happens next. The next two perspectives, a perspective of what? Chance. Let's say I start trying further. And here's what happens. When I go further, I succeed 5 out of 10 times now. What is happening to me? It's not me. It's just chance. Things worked out just because it's, again, my belief about my own judgment of my own character and my ability is still not there. What happens when I get to this level though? Success is a formula. I begin to understand responsibility. I can enforce my will on life. I can make it bend to what I want. How many of you have reached that stage? Confidence. Okay. Can I bring you up here and tell us your secrets and how you made it? Okay. Who else? Anybody want to volunteer? Okay. You, I got 2 people. Anybody else believe they made it to that level? All you guys are failures? All you guys are in luck stage? Right here? Is that what you guys are saying? So I got out of what? Maybe so many people here, I got about maybe 2%.
Certain areas.
Oh, so now you're not, okay. So what are you, 7 out of 10? Give me a number.
Certain areas of my life, I feel
More confident, more capable. Okay. Some areas not, which is very good. What else?
It goes back to that, how we started the conversation, the baby standing. You know, it's maybe in the outcome, I don't see myself that way, but probably in the process, I am there.
Okay. Excellent. Anybody else want to comment?
I feel like the more you fail, the more like potential you have. So you're like, if you really think about it, even if you're at 1, you can be at 10. Like, time if you just have that mentality.
Okay. Excellent. So the more I fail, the better I'm going to become. Right? Okay. I'm going to leave that for you to ponder on. Okay. There's a lot of depth to this, and I'm not going to get into it, but there's other levels in terms of how even the way you perceive yourself is very important. And as Bassett just stated, okay, the way you perceive who you are, like one of the characteristics of charisma is having a true self-image of who you are. Okay. Ahmed mentioned many times when he was presenting, he said, I'm not sure about this. That's charisma. When you can look at your own ability and knowledge and say, listen, here's what I know and here's what I don't know. And I'm truthful with that. That brings about charisma. People want to listen to you. When I'm listening to someone present, okay, and especially they're trying to pitch you in sales, I'm looking for the things that they don't say. And that's an art also. Are you willing to talk about the product in a negative form? Or is everything perfect? Or when I ask you a particular thing, do you defend it to the core? No, I'm not sure anymore. Charisma is when being able to say, I don't know. That's just a side note, but I'm going to leave you with that, okay? So now, how does this occur? Anybody know? How does this occur? How does timidness occur?
Must be an irrational perception of yourself.
Irrational perception of yourself. Excellent. Go ahead.
Lack of experience.
Wow, really good one. I like that. Okay, that was really good too. But lack of experience. What should you do if you have lack? Go ahead.
Repeated failure.
Repeated failures. Excellent. What should you do if you have lack of experience?
Expose yourself to new situations.
Mhm. Should you have 90% hope? 50% hope? Go ahead.
It's kind of like the discomfort zone that you was talking about. Like you want to step into that because you'll experience more.
Okay. Excellent. Discomfort zone. That's a great idea. Go ahead.
Make your discomfort zone your comfort zone.
Oh, man. I like that one. You guys taking notes? Anybody taking notes? Make your discomfort zone your comfort zone. That's actually growth. When the baby can stand, it couldn't stand before, now it stands and it completes that task. That discomfort zone became its comfort zone. We're constantly growing. Now to the day you die, the last breath, in terms of you take. How does this occur? Okay. I'm just going to go through these real quick. All right. Life is unfair. How many times you heard that? Life is so unfair. Everybody put your hand up. I don't care who you are. You've said it. Put 2 hands up. Okay? If I could, I'll raise my feet too. Okay? Life is unfair, right? How many times you heard that from somebody? How many times you said it yourself? It's like throwing something. No, don't volunteer there, okay? But all I'm saying to you, life is so unfair, right? When we perceive life, why do you perceive something as unfair? Can anybody tell me? There's such a nuance here in terms of a point. It's incredible. It's when you see it in terms of your perspective, it can shift your whole thinking. Can somebody, go ahead.
Believe life is unfair because sometimes we feel that we're entitled to certain things.
I love that. Entitlement. Okay? Entitlement has a core, though. What is it? This has to exist for you to say something is unfair. There's a dependency of unfairness on this concept. That unfairness would not exist without this concept. Oh, mashallah. Come here. I need a hug. Come here, give me a hug. Okay? Comparison. If you didn't have a comparison, could you say something is unfair? You can't. It's impossible. If you're content, do you compare? If you're truly satisfied in your heart, do you compare? If you're happy with what you have, do you compare?
It's easy for us to say, what about the person living in a third world country who doesn't have any water?
Excellent. That's a comparison. He's saying it's unfair. You see how that judgment comes about? It's unfair. The world's unfair. Life's unfair. My parents are unfair. I don't like the way I look. My eyebrows don't match. I need these shoes. Life's unfair. They made my cup of coffee too hot. Somebody complain with me. Come on, I don't want to do it myself. So what other complaints do we say? Seriously.
My knee hurts.
My knee hurts. What else? Come on, I'm giving you absolutely. We all do this, and when I tell you to do it, you don't want to do it. What? I hope the roads aren't bad.
No, the roads are bad.
The roads are bad. Okay. What else? What else? Come on, that little voice is talking in your head. Just talk. Just kick that guy out. Okay, just kick him out. Kick her out.
Material, whether it's cars, houses, money.
Okay, my material. Okay, material gains. What else?
I missed out on $80,000.
Can I say a story? So, I'm sorry. Every time you just, the word 80, like the 80, It's just imprinted in my head, and every time I think of it, I just get an image of his face and his beautiful face, mashallah. But wait, I'm sorry. Okay, so he was, you want to say the story? I'm not gonna be able to say it. Okay, so here I'll try one more time. So as he was, mashallah, he's working with me as well, and I'm working with him on certain things, and he got into the stock market. He's doing certain things, and now, okay, there's a moment of truth where hope and fear start playing on your heart, and he's sitting there. He has to make a decision, and he's like, "Oh my God, okay, I got something," and all he has to do, he sees his position and what he wants to take, and he has to do what? He said what earlier? Swipe up, right? Just press the button. Now, how far were you away from the screen? so listen, here's the screen, right? And here's Ali, and he's right here. And that little distance was $80,000. And he didn't do it. Now, I'm sorry I shared it, but here, see these decisions, that's a decision. To move your finger a couple of inches is not easy sometimes because the fear is too great or the hope is too great. To make good decisions, as you mentioned, this is the formula. To understand when to have just enough fear and just to have enough hope. That is a key in terms of decision making, where it's 2 inches. All he had to do was what? But that distance, fear existed in that distance. It's a barrier. And later, we get to talk about the story and we get to laugh. Okay? And he goes through the anguish again every time we talk about it. Okay? But you see how that works? That's how it works. So now, when you have a lot of fear, by the way, cortisol increases. All right? When you have a lot of hope, serotonin in your brain increases. Okay? It's a formula. It's literally, you are a machine. You're programming yourself. So what happens as you make decisions, here's what happens. You either become really hopeful. Let's say everybody boosts your ego, and now you're winning all the time, and you're a popular kid, and you're doing everything right, and everyone's rewarding you. Can't you get a little arrogant? You can. You can get very self-conceited. Now go to the other side, where there is no cortisol. I'm sorry, there is no cortisol. There is no feel-good, neurotransmitter in your brain. There's more stress, the constant failure. Now you're conditioning yourself on either side. Every decision you make, by the way, will condition this process. Every single decision you make, you're going towards one side or the other. So now, your mind has a record of your experience, and it calculates how frequently you have been successful versus unsuccessful. You think your self-esteem is yours? You think you control that? You don't. Your mind controls that. It holds a record of who you are, and it hands it to you. How you feel about yourself in a particular situation is not your option. When I test you and I tell you 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, do you think that voice that's talking in your head is asking for your permission? It's not. It's calculating. How many times you feel, oh, you're going to fail, and it hands you an opinion. It says, you know what? Don't do it. You're going to fail. Don't. You tried before. But some of you are going to shut that voice off. And you're going to your heart is coming out of your chest, but you're, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And it's like, no. It's like this conversation in your head. Decisions. Now, The reason your brain does that is to calculate how anxious you should be what? In any given situation. See what I'm testing? That's why your brain does it. It's calculating future outcomes. It does it automatically for you. It doesn't ask for your opinion. So every decision you make, when you decide to come up here and stand up, it's calculating that. It's saying, what are you doing? You're getting up? You're walking down? Oh my God, what? This is new. All right, let me see how you're going to act. Oh, okay. And then you perform. You do miserably, and you feel like you're going to faint about 10 times, but it's still good. You get up and you walk away. No problem. You do it again and again, and you become more comfortable. That's key. Okay? So now, and the last thing, more unsuccessful, okay, you are, the more danger your brain perceives at any situation. This puts you on consistent high alert. Hope, irrational hope and irrational fear, both can destroy you. You still want to get into heaven without dying? It's not easy to make decisions. These components are working on you all the time. Okay? Now, let's see, I finally get this right. Okay. This is the last one. All right. Balance of hope and fear. In order that you not despair over what you have what has eluded you, and not excluded in pride over what has been given to you. Does anybody know what that means?
To be content in any situation.
Is this balance? Could you repeat it?
To be content in any situation.
To be content in any situation. Is that possible? Does anybody know what this means? Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to what you have. Beautiful. So you are your own what? Battle. It's you against you, right? You have to climb this mountain. Some of you will do this. Some of you will look at Mount Everest like a small little hill because you got way too much hope. And some of you will look at what? A little hill like it's Mount Everest, and you will not move. That's how it works. But what if you have just enough precaution and just enough ambition and you're balanced? That creates a calmness in your heart. That when you're walking towards the fire, you're calm. When you're about to take the shot, you're calm. Can you create calmness in a state of utmost fear? Can you do that? That's not easy. Now, anybody else want to take a shot at this? Does anybody know where this is from? Yes. You know what verse?
Yeah, I was going to say it's a Quranic verse.
Excellent.
I was going to maybe give a little explanation.
Sure.
I think in order to reach that balance in the present opportunity of not being overly fearful or overly hopeful, it has a lot to do with the preparation that comes before. So what I understand from this verse is the things that you gain, that you acquire in life, they shouldn't make you overly hopeful and excited to the extent that you become arrogant and fulfilled. And at the same time, that which you lose, opportunities that you miss, you shouldn't overly, stress and despair. And that I think will help lead towards content.
Excellent. Excellent. So if I lose $1 or I gain $1, does my heart move? But let's say I lose $1 million and I gain $1 million. Does my heart move? That's not easy to do. It's not. It's a very difficult thing to attain. That is power. That is unbelievable strength. When you become like that, you become a different human being. You're not the norm anymore. Okay? Now, a person who has irrational fear will see opportunity as a threat. I actually will present some people an opportunity. I will present you an opportunity. And I will tell you here. But I can't guide you. I can't give you the map. I will literally put it in front of you and I will tell you, here, here's the water, drink. And you're like, hold on here. Do a million different things. I have to see, check, understand. No problem. I'm not telling you not to do that. But do you do that to everyone? Do you see opportunity as a threat? Some people will be like that. A person who has irrational fear, they'll look at it that way. Okay? Come on. Okay. A person who has irrational hope, okay, will see the danger in false opportunities. Okay? Will not see the danger, will not see the danger in false opportunities. So they look at everything as opportunity. I'm just going to jump. No problem. Don't even think of the outcome. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to jump. Too much. Either side is too much. Now, I was going to end here, but I'll say one more thing and take this with you. Okay? One thing that I do with a lot of my clients is this. The next time you're faced with a fear, okay? Some of you know this. The next time you're faced with a fear, do this. Don't make it a crazy decision, like there's a lot of responsibility in the decision. No, do this. The next time you want to make a small little decision, okay, where it's like, I want to take a chance with getting another. Give me an example. Somebody give me an example. Something fearful, but it's light. It's not coming to me.
A degree change.
Okay, a degree change. That's still a little heavy. Okay, something a little lighter in terms of the responsibility. Painting a room, but I don't feel like it. Okay, that's not enough. Okay, a little more. Give me a balance that has enough responsibility, but it will have what is it? Oh, okay, that's a good one. Skydive. How many of you want to go skydiving? How much are thrill seekers? Okay, you guys want to do it in the next? Okay, listen. Listen, I'll do this. I'm serious. Okay, if you die, it's on you. I have nothing to do with it. Okay, the next person will have like a raffle, and it's actually go skydiving. Okay, how many people want to do it? Okay. So I just literally sold you on something, okay? It's gonna probably cost me $250, maybe $300. But see how sales, that works, okay? Now, one thing I would tell you is this. The next time you have something that's fearful and it's out of your discomfort zone, it's out of your comfort zone, okay? Walk towards it. Do it 10 times a week, 10 times. Try to count in your own head 10 times where you feel the fear and you actually go towards it. Just do that. You know what happens? The things that you don't see will open. Okay? That's what will happen. And on that level, okay, this is what you begin to understand. Here's the door I was gonna what? Maintain. And I'm actually opening up a new reality. By that small little shift in that decision. And the more you do that, the stronger you become. The other thing I will tell you is have the courage to say the truth. I'm telling you, I have situations that I go through where you're dealing with literally mental hell in a person's mind. And the person literally wants to destroy another person, let's say. I literally ask them this. I say to them, literally, I said, do you want to know the truth? I literally tell them directly, do you really want to know the truth? They're like, yes, of course. I said, are you willing to endure more pain? And they start to hesitate. What do you mean? I said, I'll show you the truth. I'll get you to where you need to be. This is why you're hiring me. But do you really want to see the truth? And I said, when it comes down to make decisions with the truth, let's say you have the truth in your hand now. And the Lord above is being gracious to hand you the truth, where you see it clearly and you're no longer fooled by life. I said, what are you going to do with it? How are you going to handle it? Can you make a decision to get to cut someone out of your life? It's very dear to you. Can you make that kind of decision if you truly find out the truth? It becomes really heavy. It's not easy. So have courage to say the truth. That's number 2. Number 3, I swear to you, just do this every morning. If you can do this, this is what Jalal started with, right? Said, excellent, right? I swear to you, when I say that, I feel it. I'm not joking with you. I feel amazing. I love life. I really do. And I wish I could live 1,000 years. I'm not joking with you. You know why? Because I love my potential. Not me against you or anyone else. It's me against me. How far can I climb my mountain? I love that. I love that emotion that I'm going to take on another day. I love it. You know what when I say excellent, you know why? Because I want to see another person smile. That's all. I just want to see you smile. And it's so incredible when you see another person smile. Smile. See, smile. Okay, see, just smile. Watch what happens. Your heart opens. It's so beautiful. If you can do that in other people, watch what happens. And don't think this guy's crazy up here. A smile. Look at mirror neurons on the. You could do Mr. Google and see what I'm talking about, even on a neural level. I always back up my stuff. So smile, just smile. Okay, you guys will have a good time. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for coming. It's been excellent. People are joining us, online. And mashallah, there's people literally from all over. There's different races, different cultures. I really appreciate, I have people who've been with me for a long time. People like, there's somebody that's watching, his name is Dan. Okay, so much respect for him. Done amazing things in his life. He's been with me for about 4 years, almost 4.5 years now. Just incredible person in terms of how he's taken himself at another level. All you can do it. He literally runs the same system in his business that I'm telling you right now. He runs the same. He's very, very successful. Okay.